Adam Miller is hearing from a bunch of schools. We got an update on his recruitment. When he entered the portal, all the smoke was that it might have been a done deal to Illinois. Now it sounds a little more complicated than that. But the updated list of schools, this is per Sam Kaiser, 24/7 High School Hoops on Twitter. Adam Miller has heard from Baylor, Pitt, DePaul, Gonzaga, Texas, Illinois, West Virginia, TCU, still Arizona State, which is funny, like you're hearing from your current school, Arkansas, Indiana, Clemson, and Virginia Tech. Big list, a lot of high major programs here. For what it's worth, since this tweet was tweeted, the smoke that I'm hearing is that the primary options here are Baylor, Gonzaga, Texas, and Illinois. That is what I have heard. I believe there's even rumor of a big time monetary offer from one of these schools, rumored to be Baylor. Now, I know Baylor just got a big ad yesterday, so maybe that's changed. But the talk was that it's going to be at least seven figures, if not more, to land Adam Miller. And one of these schools, at minimum, is willing to pay that. What's your reaction to this list for Mr. Miller?
It's an interesting list. And look, I have had time to think since we've made our first original video and whatnot on Adam Miller, and I think there is some value that Adam Miller can add to a team in a certain role, right? I think he's a player that has shown he can knock down a three-point shot. He has shown that he can be a plus defender at times. And if Adam Miller is a role player for you, you might have a good team. And he can play a role on that team. And I think this list actually maybe might be evidence of that. Like he wouldn't be brought into Baylor to start on that basketball team. Who else is on that list? My apologies. I know Illinois is. Illinois, I'm assuming, would get somebody else and have
Texas,
Adam Miller.
Gonzaga are the two other big ones right now, but there's a bunch of like Indiana, Arkansas involved.
Yeah.
So
So a lot of teams I think that Adam Miller can go to and play a role on. And I think that's and maybe at this point of his career, that's what Adam Miller wants to do. He wants to play a role and win after not winning and being a starter. So I don't know. I will say this though, just being honest, I'm I'm a little perplexed that the list is this good.
it's a surprising list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Cade Tyson level surprising where like we're cussing on camera, but surprising, I think. Largely just because like Adam Miller's done this a bunch already, right? He left a winning team to go to a losing team. Then he left another losing team to go to another losing team. Like it's just one of those things where like if he wanted to transfer to one of these like winning programs, or more importantly, if the winning programs wanted him, wouldn't they have scooped him up the first two times he transferred? We interrupt this sleepers video to talk directly to you, our loyal listener. Have you ever found yourself watching us two idiots thinking, hey, I wish there was a very easy, small way for me to show a token of my appreciation for all of their hard work on all these videos I love to watch? Well, now we have just the way to do that.
Thanks to the beautiful folks over at Underdog Fantasy. They are helping us out this month, presenting a lot of the content coming out this month, giving you a chance with a amazing offer that you can use using our promo code that Gregory will tell you more about.
Yeah, so college hoop season's over, but we got like big time golf tournaments. The NBA playoffs are coming. Baseball season's underway. There's still a bunch of sports on. There's still a bunch of ways to play with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SLEEPERS. As a new customer, you can get up to 1,000 bonus credits plus a free pick. It's one of the most fun ways to play. It's a great way to support us. And on some actual like non-ad read stuff, talking genuinely here, really helps us because if Underdog loves us, if we get a lot of people to sign up, they're going to help us continue to bring you the content that you love. Show your support. Join Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a free pick. That's the confusing part to me. So
That money.
unless he just like made maybe it's the 3-point shot swinging around has wooed everybody. Like everybody thinks Adam Miller can shoot now because he had one good shooting year. So now they're in line in a way they weren't in the past. Maybe that's the answer. Or as you mentioned, maybe Adam Miller has matured to the point where he values being on a contender more than he has previously on his choices. So I don't know. You mentioned play a role. You think that these are a lot of teams he would play a role on? I've pushed back on Illinois fans for simultaneously saying like, oh, like we'll get him if we want him. He'll come off the bench for us. And then also being like, look, he wants to win. See, look how good this list is. I don't feel like whoever gets him is going to get him for a bench role here. I feel like this list would indicate like teams are willing to pay him to come in and be a starter. I
Really?
might not agree with that, but I think that's what's going on here. Do you see that or no?
I could see it maybe at Texas. But he's not starting at Arkansas. He's not starting at Baylor. He's
You're different on Baylor than I am. I think he might start at Baylor. And I think
uh
the offer that's rumored with Baylor indicates that he would start at Baylor.
maybe we're just off on Adam Miller.
I think I feel the same way you do about him, but I Baylor's targets are all mid-major dudes. Like they got to get somebody that can play.
I
So they
mm,
got Skillings. That's the big thing. So like, is Adam Miller going to start in between Skillings and Tunda Yesifo? Probably not.
no, I don't think so.
So, but that maybe that's one where Baylor like wanted him or Skillings. Skillings jumped first, and maybe they move on.
And I guess like Gonzaga's at a point where they need somebody like who's in their backcourt.
Gonzaga needs bodies. Texas needs bodies. Quite frankly, Illinois needs bodies. Indiana needs bodies. That's the common thread of this. Even the high majors that are after him are like teams that haven't done much in the portal right now.
Need bodies. I wonder if Michigan State's in on.
I think it might be a little bit out of your price range.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Everything is
just a tiny little bit. With this updated list, do you want to have a gut feel prediction on where he goes?
Illinois.
You still think it's actually Illinois?
I think he just goes
Yeah.
back home, yeah.
That's what I thought originally. Now it kind of feels like it's going to be something else.
You think it's gonna come down to money?
I would bet you Adam Miller takes the highest offer he has, and I don't think it will be Illinois.
He's gonna end up at Arkansas, isn't he?
Or like Indiana strikes out on a few more dudes.
I can see that.
Gonzaga and Texas too. I'll my prediction is still what I said originally. I think that Adam Miller will go to one of the worst teams on this list. I think he will end up in like a star role on a bad team for money.
I can see that happening for sure.